Good afternoon. We're here at the photography show, and I'm here with Jonny Bliss.
Hi there.
Good to see you again,
Thank you,
Jonny.
Jeremy. Thank you.
We're here at the show. Make sure you come and see us. Not the least of which is to get your badge scanned so that you can win an enormous 96-inch Chromolux panel. So any of you that standing there, if you haven't had your badge scanned, make sure you get it scanned because you can win one of the 96-inch Chromolux panels with your images on for your studio. But we're also doing lots of talks here, and we're inviting guests in who can really help customers like ours, that people that want high quality products, high value business, and to generate sales from not a giant number of customers. And that's why Jonny's here, because Jonny's from a company called The Lead Source. So I'm going to introduce Jonny. I'll probably ask a few questions throughout the session, but mostly it's going to be about Jonny and all about what The Lead Source can do to help your business. So Jonny, take it away. Tell us about The Lead Source and what you can do.
Thank you very much. So at The Lead Source, we have a fairly simple mission. It's to help photographers build their ideal lifestyle. Now, where did we get, or how did we get here? Because it seems like a strange kind of move and thing to focus on, like photography lead gen. Now, I'm actually a director of another marketing company in Southampton. So we've got two marketing companies. We've got one that helps lead generation for sort of smaller sized SME companies between kind of 500,000 and 10 million, and another company that does SEO through video content. And it was at a networking event that we met a photographer in the area called Wayne. And Wayne said, look, I've been through a few marketing companies, they haven't got the leads I need. Do you want to have a crack at it, or you guys want to have a crack at it? And we're like, oh, it's not really our thing, but we'll give it a go. And essentially this is his review from us. So he said, over the past 4 years, I've tried lots of marketing agencies, helps obtain the leads inquiries Alliance Photography needs. Everyone I've worked for in the past has promised the earth but never fully delivered. And they met me, Jonny, from The Lead Source. And essentially we go through and set up his entire lead system for him. And the final line says, we love working with Jonny and the team, would not hesitate to recommend that with anyone who wants a different approach to marketing their business. So Wayne referred us to another photographer. We did the same sort of thing, things went well. They referred us to another photographer, same sort of system, things went well. And we kind of found that with the right photographer, we kind of had a repeatable method that works. And Wayne approached us and said, do you fancy working together on a new company? And that's how the lead source was born. So we then started asking photographers, what problems do you face? Like as photographers in the business, what are the problems you have? And the same things came up again. So Facebook ads are a nightmare to manage, and they are a nightmare because Facebook doesn't really care about the marketers. What Facebook cares about is keeping the users on the platform. The marketers are always a second thought, so the platform isn't very intuitive or easy to manage. So too much of my time and energy is spent worrying about generating leads. I did a course to show me what to do, but I just want someone to take the stress and the hassle away and kind of do it for me. I want more leads and the cost of mine too high. I want someone to help me with a consistent source of leads.
So that's kind of crucial, isn't it? A consistent source of leads, the right lead as well, isn't it? That's something which I notice people often get confused with, the amount of leads they get rather than getting the right leads. And this is where you're going to start to share how you do this.
Yeah, so it's important, the whole process. There's no magic money button that you can push online that says, find me customers that will spend £1,000 a month or more. It is a combination of ads, the qualification process, and then sales skills. So it's qualification of those three things that get you the right business that you need. So the solution we offer is a fully managed lead generation system using our tried and tested methods. So we design the ads, create the copy for them, set up and manage the campaigns. And it's letting you focus on what you do best. Essentially, for less than the cost of an intern, you are going to get us in to be part of your team.
So let's get this straight. So you not only design the ads based on the content that you're given and the style of photography business that's there, but you manage the ads as well, and that helps through that management to generate the leads. You're doing all of that as part of your service.
Yeah, and the thing which I'll go on to explain later is there's no With some companies we work for, you can do what we call set it and leave campaigns. So you can set up a lead generation campaign, so UK-wide, worldwide in some cases, and it will consistently deliver, a stable source of leads to go into a big area. What we found with photographers is that you need to have that personal contact. So you'll be given the number of an account manager, and you're going to need to speak to them, in some cases daily, but at the very least weekly, someone for you to contact, because you're going to have to manage, or we're going to have to be managing 1, 2, 3, sometimes up to 4 or 5 different campaigns that we're chopping and changing, because you can't just set it and leave it, that I will go into later about that and kind of what we found. So this is one of our first people that came across, one of our first clients. I've only just started working with a lead source, been blown away with my first social media campaign. Love the fact they simplify everything, yet the results are better than any campaign I've run to date. So great to know they're constantly monitoring and tweaking my ads. I can relax and focus on other things, knowing that someone's keeping an eye on social media marketing for me. And that's kind of the important thing. If you're taking a step up from like a hobby photographer to going full-time on it and looking to generate an income, it is an extremely stressful thing, generating ads. And what people don't usually do is think about the cost of sale that goes into the time of you setting up the ads, coming up with a design, thinking about different strategies. So you need someone to offload that. This is our approach. The first one we say is personal. So the idea is that we are your partner in this. So you'll be given, as I said, the contact number of your account manager, and the personal email address, WhatsApp chat, whatever way you want to connect them in there. The idea is that they pick up the phone anytime during the working day for you and can speak to you. So the second one is scientific. This type of lead generation, it has to be data driven. Like, it's the only way you get value from it. And partnership, the whole idea is that we form a long-term partnership with you. When it comes to this, from the scientific aspect of it, there's 3 main things that you need to be focused on. We need to be focused on with you. The cost per lead, how much it costs to get you a lead. Conversion rate, how many of those convert. And the transaction value, once they convert, how much they spend with you. And this is an idea of what we can do. So not all campaigns are built the same. So this is something we went into and said, okay, can you help me out with my campaigns? And this is the perfect kind of client for us, because they were already spending money online. They already had the systems in place. They just needed someone to come in and give them a little bit of help with the campaign. They were paying £31.96 for lead. In this one, they got down to £2.42. Now, I don't know, but not saying that all your campaigns are coming at £2.42. This is just an example of one of these ones, but what kind of difference having experts can help, or how we can help on that. So I just want to give you a little bit of background. Let's say, for example, if you're still in the hobby stage and you're thinking, okay, what do I have to do to make that next step? I just want to give you a bit of information now, or even if you're a bit above that, about the different marketing platforms and what they do. So let's talk about Facebook and Google, because they're the 2 main ones you've got. So first we'll talk about Facebook PPC. Pay per click is PPC. Now, firstly, it's not Facebook, and secondly, it's not pay per click. When you're talking Facebook, you're actually talking Facebook and Instagram. And with Facebook and Instagram, you are paying per impression. So you're paying for your ads to appear anywhere in a newsfeed, or in stories, or in between the videos. You're paying for them to appear anywhere across the platform. So here's an example. It might be someone, you're scrolling through, look how great everyone else's life is, pictures of dogs, whatever it is you're doing on social media platforms, and the adverts will appear, on mobile or desktop in different places. So then Google is different. Google, you are paying per click. Now, here's an example of what an ad would look like. If someone search, say, accountant, someone is paying to be top of this adverts, or top of the adverts. Now with Google, you only pay, so they're not paying to appear here, they're only paying when someone clicks. So it seems like Google is the way to go, because you're only paying when someone clicks on it. Facebook and Instagram, you're paying to just appear. But if you start running some numbers on it, let's look at, say, a photo studio near me. Now to get to the top of the page, you're going to be paying between £70 and £2.47 per click. We know from working with multiple companies in multiple industries, your conversion rate will be about 1 to 3%. What that means is that out of 100 people that land on your website, between 1 and 3 will take the action that you want. Running those numbers, it means a lead cost between £80 and £250. Let's say you convert 1 in 4 of those leads, which is not a bad conversion rate at all. You could be looking to spend £320 to £1,000 per lead. Now, when you're looking at Facebook, Instagram, you can start to pick up leads for between £5 and £20 on a good campaign. The conversion rate we've had on these is between 10 and 33%. It depends if you want to say bums on seats or whether you want to pick out the cream of the crop. If you're then looking at conversion rate, to get these people into studio, you could be looking between £15 to £200, much cheaper. Now the second thing is, if you're doing pay per impression, the problem is with Facebook and Instagram, because you, as I said, paying per impression, you're paying to appear. The problem with that is you can run through a ton of money very quick with no one doing action if you're not placing great adverts. So there's 6 principles that we work by through all our companies do with marketing. Firstly is giving a gift, giving gifts, giving something in return. Scarcity, authority, consistency, liking, and consensus. So let's say, for example, you're designing copy. So we take great pictures, won't get you as far as something like we have an exclusive offer, there are only 2 places left, check out our 5-star Google reviews. So we then have a look at how we place that type of thing into ads. This is an ad we've done for Wayne, a business partner. You can see here there's something like an exchange to get it going, and then scarcity, this offer ends at a certain time. Now the second thing I said about multiple campaigns, with some industries we're going for large targets over a large geographical area, we can do set it, leave campaigns and the cost will stay low. What we notice with photographers is that over time, the cost of Facebook ads do start to increase and it will catch up with Google ads. Now, what you need to do is have multiple campaigns ready to run. So you need to say, okay, this campaign is performing at this level, which is fine. And then once it starts to tick up, you need to be able to chop and change it. So let's talk a bit about our process. So our process, as I said, we're placing ads for you that are appearing in here. This is what our ads kind of look like. That's one you've seen. So this is one where it's, okay, got call to action, using your images. And they're all designed, it's not one, so we don't take ads and just give them to everyone. We learn about your brand, learn about kind of your values, learn about what kind of photography you take and how you want it to look and the colours that you use, and put it together for your own individual ads. The other thing we do is develop like 5, 6 or sometimes 7 images for each ad. What you want the Facebook algorithm to do is start to put your ads in front of people and see which is the best performing ad and say, okay, this is the one that Facebook, Instagram is going to focus on. So these are the stats that we then look at. So we've got cost per unique link click, how much it costs them to click on your ad, number of unique link clicks, how many clicks you get, unique link clicks to leads. When someone clicks on your ad, how many of them become a lead, how many leads you get, cost per lead. So let's say it costs £1.50 per click, and we know if it starts to get up to around about £2, £2.50, that is too much per click. If that's too high, the rest of the campaign won't work, however good the rest of it is. So number of unique link clicks, this say you get 162. So 1 in 5 becomes a lead, you get 32 leads, you get £7.50. We then set up, obviously you might be using something like Lightbox, but we can set up a lead monitoring system through a program we use called Monday, which just automatically drops the leads in from Facebook into Monday. From there, it can track your campaigns and look at your conversion rate. And if you put in the amount they spend, it can look at how much you made on the campaigns as well. To give you an idea of conversion rate, so this is the next thing I'm talking about. So we handle bringing the leads to you. What really separates the hobby photographers from the ones that are making a good deal of money on it are the conversion rates, how many of those convert, and then how much money you can make from those conversions. So let's say average transaction value. If your average transaction value is £200 and you get 3 conversions from it, that's obviously £600. The average transaction value is £800, there's obviously 4 times more you can make from it. So again, another example, £15 per lead, 10% conversion rate, £150 per booking, you're only making £200, it's only going to be a £50 profit. So if you're making, say, £200 per client, that isn't the stage to come to us. That's not really where you're ready to take the next step. What you need to do is take the next step where you can make £800 plus per client, because that means even with our fees, even look at a 10% conversion rate, £150 for somebody saying to you, it's still looking like you making a good amount of money from that. So looking for these higher value leads. comes from three parts: the ads and the placement we have to talk about, the qualification, and then the sales process. Now, one thing you say, if you're still at that hobby phase, if you're doing ads and you're not charging a booking fee, you will see a high percentage of no-shows. There has to be something, and we say pot committed. So I play poker very, very badly, but if you're like playing poker and a hands down, and once you put some money in, you are what's called pot committed. So I'm awful. As soon as I put some money in, I just keep going and keep going. So I'm like, I've done it, I've got to do it, and keep it going. Even if the booking fee is something like £44, £49, £99, just something to get them started. Potentially something like a gift card can get the spend going. So like working with Jeremy, if you're looking to sell a piece of all art's £2,500, say £3,000, if you already say, well, you paid the booking fee, you know, you've already got this much off that piece of all art, that starts to get it moving. Then it's a qualification process, right? How do you qualify these leads that come in? And to be honest, this can be the hardest part of it. So there are some techniques that people use where you can ask pre-qualifying questions where you're looking at, say, like their address. So you can look at their address and think, okay, that's a reasonable area. There's someone that looked like they could spend some more. So the qualification process, there are some things that we can put in place. If, say, for example, you run a larger studio and you're just looking for bums on seats, your qualification process, you're probably just going to look to get them through a door, get as many as possible through a door, and just get them down there and just get them spending money. If you're looking for less, you're going to have to work on a qualification process, or we're going to have to work on a qualification process with you that's looking at, okay, if you've got these leads in, you maybe need a 10% conversion rate, so 1 in 10 come through to you, but those 1 in 10, there has to be ways of thinking, how do we know they're the ones that can spend more money? So again, going from a hobby photographer, and this is why we're looking to partner with Jeremy, what people think is panic sale, like my time is the valuable thing, that's what I've kind of got to sell. It's not really about your time, it's about the products you can sell. That's where the big money is. Again, if you can think of your time, you're thinking, oh, I've got to earn like £49 an hour, you've more got to think like, how can I have this set up to sell £2,500, £3,000 worth of products to someone that comes in? Now, the one thing I would say to avoid is packages, and especially low-price packages. And again, talking about the theory behind this. So this is an example of stuff you might see. This is Active Campaign. This is a system that we use, and they've got a price package here with 149 professionals, plus is 29, 49 light is 29. Now, the only reason companies do this is they put a high price in. They make that one think, oh, that's the most popular, but this or this one, these are the packages they want to sell. The only reason this one is here is to make these two look cheaper and more affordable. So let's say, for example, if the first thing you go for is packages and you're doing, say, a £200, £300, £400 pack, and you think, oh, if I sell a £400 pack, that is going to be good. All you're doing is essentially limiting yourself to £300. What someone's doing, if they've checked you out, is thinking, if I go to this photographer, the maximum I'm going to spend is £300. So this is what our ideal partner is. So our ideal partner is what we classify as an elite photographer. So an elite photographer is someone that can hit a £600 plus average sale, and they're able to make 2K sales or more. Obviously, it's not all the time, and it won't be like, the sales won't be like 2K, 2K, 2K. You know, it will be up and down like that, but it can be down to the qualification process to get you more. Here's what we say is like the stages of a photographer. Firstly, one is, so it's hobby, side hustle, making income, and then the elite category. Hobby will be like, okay, you're taking pictures at home, maybe taking pictures of family, friends, maybe through a local network, you potentially started to charge some people a small amount of money. The side hustle will be maybe you're attending some network events, you're starting to build up your network, and you're starting to make a bit of money off it. You're starting to make some sort of bigger sales, maybe got a few of those packages. Making an income is when you're starting to move into selling some products. You maybe teamed up with someone like Jeremy, and you're starting to make some money off it, and it's still like you are doing everything though, and you just start to make the money. What we say an elite photographer is not just like hitting those numbers, but is starting to think of it's not like they're a photographer, they are in the business of photography. What is going to help me in the business of photography? And they can hit the larger sales, and they are selling products. So that's kind of what we say for a lead photographer. Now, really what we're looking for, as we said, this isn't like our main business. We have a digital marketing company, we have 2 further ones that are doing well for us. So this is like, we don't want to work with anyone that doesn't want to work with us, essentially. So we've got a 2-month trial with no commitment, and it's $4.99 per month for that 2-month trial.
So hang on, let me just check that. So for £500, you're going to create all my content. So you're going to design my adverts. You're going to help select the target audience that we're going to get to. You're going to manage all of that for £499.
Yeah, all of it for $4.99 per month for those first 2 months. So that one is just like we essentially do everything in front of the conversion. So all of that we manage. And honestly, it's like, and we did this first off where we took on hobby photographers. We took on every photographer we could have, and like the ones who were making say £200-300 for a sale, it kind of wasn't really working for them. And we would say, as guys looking to make that next step, once you've made that next step, that's when it's thinking, okay, give it a try and see how it goes. I mean, ways we think about it, it's like, okay, if we get you, say, 1 extra sale per month, it's paid for it. If we can bring down your cost per lead and you're running Facebook ads by usually something like 20%, then it's already paid for itself.
Basically, all they've got to sell is 1 extra reveal box with 10 prints in that they'll sell for $699. And that's paid for that for $499.
Yeah, it's paid for it. Or some of the big ones we found when it knocks off, like, you know, if they're already spending, like we saw from that first one, like they had a 10x reduction in cost per lead. To be honest, even a 20% reduction in cost per lead will pay for the service.
Now, I think you're going to mention then you add the advertising on top of that. That's their advertising.
Yes, yeah. So usually with a budget, we'd say a £20 per day is like a healthy advertising budget. I mean, some people do spend a lot more. To give you an idea of when it's like, and it's not, it does take some time sometimes to get a system working. The photographers, it's working well for us. I'd say you're probably looking at between a 5 to 13x return on investment. That includes our fee plus marketing spend.
No long-term commitment to you. You need them though to give you everything at the beginning. You need to have that relationship from the very outset to truly understand their business.
Those first 2 months are a no commitment one. After those first 2 months, we are looking that it will be working or won't be working, and that's what we're looking for, like the
but they're not. But they still need to. They really need to be actively involved with you from the very outset. They're not just going to give you 500 quid. You're going to make them a load of leads. They've got to get you that info so that you can create the ads and get everything right.
So we. As I said, they will have a number of a campaign manager, and it's not just like, oh, this is for a monthly catch-up call. The idea is that, say we got a person who's full-time, it is any time of the day, just give them a call, if it takes an hour and a half meeting to figure stuff out, that is fine. It's not like, it's never finished. With this stuff, it's never like, okay, we're done. It's always like, oh, if we tweak this and try this, what would happen? Or if we tried this, what would happen? Or like, because it's also, the struggle for photographers is that it's kind of like a one and done industry, and it's not like some, say for example, for our digital marketing company, we send up someone on a SEO package and they're paying us $9.99 per month every month for us to deliver that package. With photographers, it's like leads need to be coming in the whole time to keep up that certain level of income. And things obviously, cost of living crisis, like different, people that worry about their money, things do change over time, like a lot. So it's definitely, you need someone there with you that you can call at any time to just talk about your campaigns as much as possible.
I think it's outstanding value to me, with just selling 1 extra sale. You're getting a whole person to manage all your campaigns.
What we sort of said, our basic one, like we're thinking of someone, like Jennifer we work with, and it was a one of like, when you're doing a business on your own, and we've, been there, and it's like the hassle and stress of every single thing that you've got to do, like every single thing you've got to think about and manage. As soon as you've got someone in, like, we'd be, so say our SEO company, we do video marketing for that. So we use video content to then create blog stuff. And we were doing a film on our own. There's always a stress of like, we'd turn up in a shoot, be like, oh, is the lighting right? Is it going to be like this? Are we going to get this right? Make sure we capture the sound. We got a videographer in, he does all the stuff now for us. We don't even think about it. There's no worry. We just know we're going to get high quality footage every single time. Works for us financially, and that's just a massive worry off our shoulders. You know, that's what it's meant to be.
So people at the show, they can come and see you here, can't they, and get more detail about what's going. Obviously, we're here today. Tomorrow we're closed for the Queen's funeral, but we're back here again on Tuesday. So they've got what's your stand number? Do you know your stand number?
I do not know our stand number. What's our stand number, Dan? We've got no idea what our stand number is.
Well,
the lead source.
The lead source. You're actually not far from us. So if you find the Graphic Studio stand, you guys just literally go up there and turn right for a minute.
The Graphy stand is massive, and you can see it a mile away. So it's like if you get to Graphy can point you to us.
Point you in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly.
So I really appreciate your time. I think for me, you have a great synergy with our customers. And although some will manage this themselves, I know some people that are complete geeks on Facebook and they do all of this, but there's many who are single person or two person businesses who the idea of sitting, searching and looking and doing all the rest of it, they just don't have the time. And I think this is a great solution for those.
Yeah, we're not like pushy salespeople by nature, but it's also like this is one of our businesses. You know, this is just something we're doing. So we found something that works, and we're looking for a bit of extra income. So it's not like we have massive targets and we're going to force people over the line.
Yeah.
Like we're very happy to have like an hour or so Zoom chat, see if something will work. Do the 2-month trial and see if it makes sense.
And I think that's great. Just do the trial, sign up to the trial. It's 2 months. You know, what have you got to lose? I think it's a brilliant way of doing it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Jonny. I really
Perfect.
appreciate that.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you very much.